Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nana and this is Nana Space, where I do reviews of shows, series, movies. Today I'll be talking about the movie Shang-Chi, the new Marvel movie Shang-Chi. So I saw the trailer maybe a week and a half ago and I thought that looked quite interesting. And yesterday evening I watched the behind the scene and got me really intrigued, and this morning I went and actually watched it for myself. Sorry, my camera just tilted a bit. I went and watched it for myself and it was really good. It didn't disappoint at all. Like, it's been a long time I watched a very good Asian, specifically Chinese movie. They did a great job, really. Let's get right into it. So I missed the first few minutes of it because I was doing something else. But I got into the scene. The bit that got me was to start off the bus sequence. It gave me speed, like Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves feel with martial arts, which I thought was quite fun. And I love the slow motion of the movement and how fluid it was. The camera angle work was brilliant, and a lot of it was CGI. So they had like a stage with this train prop that they were mimicking driving, and it looked amazing. I never seen Simu Liu before. I don't think I've ever seen anything of his, but good entry to the market. Really good actor and good fighting skills. Obviously we had like veterans like Michelle on board, and Tony. For me, Tony stole the show. Like, he had so much presence, and what broke my heart was when he gave the rings to his son towards the end when he was captured by that monster, and he in effect gave his life away to save his son, which I thought was one of the best parts. It talks about loss and pain and love and friendship. You have Awkwafina playing Katie as a friend to Simu's character, the main character, and she had some funny lines in there where the classic Asian family, they don't approve of her driving for a living, and yet she somehow managed to navigate this bus to safety. Well, it didn't get into safety, but the people on board didn't die, and she ended up kind of being part of the core group that went to try and retrieve those rings back or save the mom. So story background, this is Simu Liu's and her sister who, the actor or the character that he plays, and him and his sister were separated at a young age because the dad and the mom were loving parents. Mom died, dad couldn't adjust to being by himself and separated the children, trained the boy as an assassin from age 7, because according to him the mom was like abducted and they needed to retrieve her back, and he wanted his son to go and kill the person who killed the mother. And typical patriarchal arrangements, the daughter wasn't really cared for much in terms of training and equipment, but she learned how to do this herself, and she built an underground, like a fighting ring, and that's how the brother found the girl. So they both had these pendants, one for him, one for her, and they doubled up as an eye that gave this water visual of a bamboo field with a maze that navigate to the wife's village. So that's where he wanted to go and collect the wife from. The cinematography was just brilliant. I loved it. And when Tony's character, the dad, came into scene, like, he had so much vigor and vim, and yet he was so gentle and so contained, such a small body. Like, I remember when he walked that table with those rings and everything crashed. Like, I was like, oh, this guy is not about to joke at all. Those creatures, some are very scary. So there's a flashback of the boy's mom teaching him how to use one of these fighting scenes, and he harnessed that to the best of his ability. So there was this water creature that looks like a dragon, but it hasn't got wings. It's like a water dragon, if you like. And this one was very kind and gentle, and like they allowed the siblings to climb aboard, and it uses its tail to harness the waters and really work with it. And there was a very, very monstrous one that came to destroy. And literally what it does is sucks your life out of you and it drops you dead. And that's what happened to the dad. So the dad was convinced that the wife was trapped behind this wall. And while he was trying to break those walls down, small creatures came to devour the people on the land. So it was a fight that broke out because the dad wanted to shoot the wife, and the villagers, including the sister, that's Michelle, was the sister to the lady who died. And she was like, your wife is not here, she's already dead. And I think it's the guilt of it, because the conversation turned out between the dad and the son that, you know, when the mother left, he decided not to be a family man anymore and look after the children. But the dad's grief with the children was that the son was there and watched through the window while the mother was being killed. So they both had guilt, you know, pent up anger for each other. But once that was up in the air and transparent, I think they could clear the air and really work towards one common purpose. But unfortunately for the dad, he had to give up his life for the son. And the way the rings worked, like when it was on the dad, it was blue, and when it was on the son, it turned like fire, like reddish. And it was such a beautiful movie. You know, you can relate to it, you can see yourself in it. I would have loved to watch it in 3D. Like, oh, the imagery, the 2D didn't do it justice. And the trailer had nothing on the movie. Like, it has absolutely nothing on the movie. And in true Marvel fashion, we go toward the very end and they're looking to see whether these rings are made of vibranium and all these Marvel world talk. I don't know where it's going to go onto, but great entry. So obviously you have Wakanda for the African continent, you have Shang-Chi for the Asian continent coming together. Good on Marvel for representation and inclusion. In the cinema, I saw a lot of Asians in there. Like, it's good to go to cinema and see yourself there. Like when Black Panther came out, like the number of black people who went, it's something that the Hollywood establishment has missed out for so long, and I'm glad that they are finally capitalizing on it for the betterment of the general populace. You know, you have to let the audience be reflected on the screen they are watching. So I think it's a very great thing. I will give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Definitely worth a watch. I'll watch it again if I had a chance. But watch it, let me know your thoughts. Please, if you've not seen it, go see it before you watch the review. I know that towards the end, but watch it before you watch this review. Okay, bye. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that.